In this episode, I'll be sharing the next set of tips to help you manifest your best year yet. So let's get started.
Hi, I'm Katie, and after many years as a struggling single mum, I transformed into a highly successful manifester with multiple businesses, better relationships, financial abundance, and way more peace, joy, and happiness in my life. Each week, I share the real secrets around how to manifest successfully, as well as the amazing and sometimes crazy lessons I've learned along the way, so that you can apply it all to your own manifesting, transforming your life from the inside out. This is That Manifesting Podcast.
Welcome back to That Manifesting Podcast. How on earth is it Wednesday again already? And how on earth is it coming towards the end of January? I think this month has gone really, really quickly. Normally January drags, but I think it's flown by. It's very strange, but there we go. Soon be spring, soon be lighter evenings, better weather. Fabulous. Can't wait. I'm over winter now. I'm ready for the better weather. I hope you've had a good week and ready to hear the next set of tips that I have for you to help you manifest your best year yet. This is the second part of a two-part episode. The first one was last week, so I would say if you haven't listened to that one yet, perhaps go back, listen to that one first, and then come back here for this episode. Before we get into the second set of tips, I've got my question of the week, and this feels quite topical and I just love it. The question I got was, what's on your TikTok FYP? Now, if you're not on TikTok, an FYP is a For You page, and it's all the videos that TikTok curates, especially based on your interests. I bloody love TikTok. I am obsessed with videos on there. I know it for my American friends, this might be a bit of a hot topic because TikTok went black in the US. Admittedly, it was for less than 24 hours, but it still went black for a little while and people couldn't get into it. But Trump stepped in and saved the TikTok day, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, the question, what's on my TikTok FYP? I have to be really careful with TikTok because I can fall down rabbit holes of things that I probably would never want to watch again. And if you are on TikTok, you'll know you only have to watch something for slightly too long and then it starts sending you more and more and more of that stuff. I've managed to curate a feed on TikTok that I truly love. It's mostly babies laughing and doing random things, maybe swearing. I do like a swearing baby. I know that that's not great, but I can't lie. There's something about hearing a baby or a toddler swearing that just makes me laugh. The other thing that I have unexpectedly become obsessed with is bird videos. Now, I don't mean just ordinary birds. I mean parrots, parakeets, the ones that talk. Oh my God, they are the cutest things. There's one, and I think the TikTok handle is called Fix Chicks, and this gorgeous bird walks along bobbing its head and it sings this song, and it sounds a bit like Wallace and Gromit. I don't know if it is, but it walks along and it's like that doesn't sound as good when you can't see the bird bobbing its head and dancing, but I just love it. It fills me with joy. I love any kind of pets doing funny things, so a lot of my FYP is pets and babies. I used to have a lot of men on my feed, but thankfully I stopped that. I say thankfully because I made the mistake of watching this guy with his top off cutting wood, and it was very nice. Very nice indeed. But I watched it just a little bit too long. So then I was going through and I had man with top off fixing car, man with top off washing up, man with top off hoovering the lounge, man with top off walking a dog, and it was just man with top off all of the time. So I had to quickly scoot past those videos so that I got them off of my feed. So now it's just birds, babies, dogs, cats, that kind of stuff. That's my FYP. Okay, let's get into the second part of the tips that I started giving you last week, which were about how to manifest your best year yet. The tips last week were really involved a lot of journaling and writing to help you get under the bonnet of the kind of year you had and what you want from this year. This week, the tips are really around how to make things happen, how to actually get progress towards what you want to manifest. The first tip that I have for you is to tune into inspired action. I am all about taking action when you want to manifest something. I have never been and will never believe or buy into the concept that you just have to sit and wait for something and it will manifest on its own. Absolutely not. You have to take action, even if that action is just working on yourself to get in alignment with what you want. Now, the difference is it has to be inspired action rather than willpower driven. Willpower driven action is the type of action where you sit and think about it for ages. So if you want to manifest more money, you will sit and really force ideas on how you can make more money. Inspired action is, walking the dog or having a nice bubble bath, sitting in the silence and letting things come to you, letting ideas come to you easily and effortlessly. Those are inspired actions. And sometimes those inspired actions might feel like they're a bit random at the time. I've had a lot of those before. When I've chosen to follow them, it's been some of the best results I've ever had. On the flip side, when I've tried willpower driven actions, those actions that I've really forced and poured into writing out, I've got to do this, try this, those things never work for me. So I would say anything that you want to manifest, give yourself a period of time where all you ask for is some inspired action to come to you. And I guarantee you, you will get those nudges. Whether you listen to them or not, that's up to you, but they will come. And leading on from the taking inspired action, you have to be flexible with the how something comes to you. Don't be rigid in thinking things can only come a certain way. I hear this a lot with people that say, well, I want to win the lottery. Yep, so do I. But there are other ways that lots of money can come to you. Flexible with the how, and that will allow more and more inspired action nudges to come to you. Leave a little bit of room for the universe to surprise you, because sometimes what you want to manifest can come in a much easier way than you first thought. So let that happen. The next tip that I have for you is a hugely important one. And it's about identifying any manifesting blocks that you have. This is a huge topic with my one-to-one clients because aside from identity, manifesting blocks is one of the biggest things that will stop. Well, it's not. It is the biggest thing that will stop you from manifesting anything that you want. If you've got certain blocks in the way, no matter what you do, no matter what actions you take, no matter what plans you have, you won't manifest it. I'm just going to give you a little something that you can try that will help you start to understand a bit more about where your manifesting blocks may be laying. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to think about what it is that you want. And then I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. The first one is, what do I believe about this thing? When you answer that question, you will start to get the core of your belief system. So as an example, if one of your intended manifestations for this year was to manifest a new relationship, and you ask yourself about the beliefs that you have around love, you might notice that you start to write things like, love is hard to find, or I'm not sure someone will want me, or Maybe it's really positive and I'm really excited to give as much love to someone as I want to receive. Whatever they are, whether they are helpful or unhelpful, it will give you a good look at what's happening in your subconscious mind when it comes to what you want to manifest. That is one of the easiest ways to start identifying limiting beliefs. Obviously, limiting beliefs are the unhelpful ones. So if there's something you want to manifest and everything that you believe is really positive and helpful, then you may not have any limiting beliefs around that thing. I would probably question that. If you haven't already got what you wanted and yet you are living in alignment with the person you need to be to achieve it and you still haven't got it, there is 100% a manifesting block there being driven by some limiting belief. Your job is to find what is that limiting belief. What is the belief that's not helping you? Once you know that, then you can start to get rid of it. The next tip that I have for you is to celebrate your progress and not just the outcomes. When you want to manifest something, I know this sounds really cheesy and horrible and shit, and I hate myself for saying it, but it's true. Manifesting is a journey. And just like you would if you were running a marathon, you would celebrate every single mile that you achieved. You would tell yourself, I'm one step closer, keep going, you're doing amazing. That's what you have to do when you're manifesting. You have to celebrate every single step forward to keep your momentum and energy and vibe where it needs to be. I had a conversation with one of my very, very close friends just this past weekend, and she was saying to me that she couldn't believe just how much she had manifested over the last year or so. And actually, there's still things that she wants to achieve. There's still things that she wants to manifest. But she also acknowledges just how far she's come. And that's what keeps her going. If she only kept thinking, yeah, it's not enough yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to end up yet. Then it would be very easy for her vibe to be lowered and she would start feeling rubbish, and then before you know it, her manifesting would go off course. Whereas doing it the way that she's doing it, she knows she's still got things she wants to manifest, but that doesn't take away from the successes that she's had already. So whilst you have that end goal in mind, don't forget to acknowledge just how far you've already come, because that will help you over the next year. At the end of each month, take a look back. What have you done differently? You know, if your goal was to be fitter and do more exercise, maybe you didn't exercise for 20 days of the month, but you did for 10. That's amazing. That's a step forward. Encourage yourself. Focus on the progress and not just that final destination that you want to reach. The final tip that I have for you is to remember that this stuff takes time. What you want to manifest could be just one decision away, or it could be 350 actions away. It doesn't mean it's not coming. Sometimes if what you want to manifest involves other people, maybe you want a new job, someone else is already in that job. You've got to wait for them to get sick of the job that's eventually going to be yours. Wait for them to apply for the job and a new job and get a new job and then leave, and then the job's advertised. That could take months. It doesn't mean it's not coming to you. It just means it's not in your reality right now. But the very fact that you have put a request into the universe for it, that should be all you need to know to be comfortable that it's coming to you and it is on the way, and you can get excited about that and just enjoy the ride until it comes. So that's it. That's all of them. Those are now your collection of 8 tips that I personally use myself in my own life to manifest the things that I want. If you need a reminder of the first 4, go back to last week's episode and do the work. This stuff is great. I don't mind just, chattering away and telling you these things, but I want you to be able to do something with it. And I want you to be able to change your life in the best possible way. And I want you to have all of the things that you really want. So get out there, do the work, manifest the shit out of life, and then text me and let me know, because I want to know all the things that you manifest.
So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed listening, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe and leave a review, because it really does help me to reach more people. I've left some links in the show notes so you can connect with me, or you can grab one of my manifesting resources. Until next week, sending you lots of love, light and manifesting vibes.